What's good, everybody? It's your boy, Big Tank Hank, coming at you with another live stream. Tonight, we got a person I'd like to say now is a good friend of mine, Roberto. Very good dude, Roberto of RLC Aquatics. Say hello to the people.
What's going on, people? How we doing? Good evening.
Mic check, y'all. Mic check. Is our picture good? Do we sound good?
I think we look good, man. I think we
Yeah.
got that part right.
Yeah, I think so. I think so. I got the love, after five, going on. All right. Mr. Atkins, thank you very much, Ian. Thank you for being here. See who all we got. Mr. Atkins was in first. That would be Ian Atkins Nature Aquariums. GNC, thank you for being here. Holly Gibbs. That's all we got in the chat right now, but that's all right. They're gonna be coming. They're gonna be coming. All right, Roberto, tell everybody a little bit about how a young Roberto started out. Where you come
Um,
from, your peoples.
well, my mother got me started as far as the fish hobby with one beta. Back in the day, I didn't know. Me and my mother, we didn't know, that most of the betas that you get from the pet shop were uh, males, but it was lady. We named it Lady in Red because it's a beautiful red beta. Looked like it had a dress on, and it just, man, it became crack from there, man. Fishing. I mean, I've and here in Florida, I was born and raised. I've always been near bodies of water, ponds, lakes, anything, and I get my mason jar, get some we call them minnows down here, gamboozis,
Yeah.
collect them up. I had a couple of aquariums that I collected, and I would throw them in there. And I think I always thought that I was one of those kids that had the coolest fish, and I had bass, I had turtles, I had everything, man. But in Florida, a lot of the kids down here, um, the good thing about Florida is there's always something you could do as far as outside the electronics. You know what I mean? And
Gotcha.
that's pretty much. I mean, it's always been in my life, man. I've been surrounded by it for the most part.
Okay. In school, did you play any sports, anything like that?
Basketball, man. It's my love.
Hoop.
Uh, it was my first love, and I still play to this day, man. I love basketball. Um, didn't get past freshman year as far as I got caught up with the ladies, and you know how that goes. But after the freshman year, man, there was no more high school basketball. But that was it, man. I mean, basketball was my everything. Still is. It still is my everything. Besides fish and family, but hoops is where it was at.
Okay. Okay. What is um what is it? RLC Energy?
RLC Energy, yes. That's something I had going on the other end. It's gonna be mainly for my son, but it the channel was meant to be just the better men, in general. Get men on the right track. A lot of men deal with, we're supposed to be strong. We're supposed to be these superhero with superhuman strength individuals, man, and not a lot of men know how to deal with their emotions and their anxieties that we face today. Um, and I personally, um, I read the word a lot. It helps me. Not too many other people read the word,
Yeah.
and I wanted to use that channel just for more like a fitness. There you go. There you go. It was more for like a fitness and just a mental strength fitness channel for men. You know what I mean? Not too many men read the Bible, unfortunately. But I would like to be that individual that just helps another man out. There's a lot of people out there, man, especially nowadays, man, that's going through a lot of struggles, and they're supposed to be leaders for their families, and they're not doing it the right way, and I totally understand where they're coming from, you know, because I'm in the same boat. It's hard,
Yeah.
and there's a lot of anxieties in this life, man, which is why we do the fish keeping, which is why we play the basketballs and do things like that. So,
Most
but
definitely, man. And that's a cool idea. I mean, you still pressing forward with that?
I am, man. Right now, it's more of a time thing with work. You know, with this whole COVID thing, man. I work. What I do is I work in a leave of absence. So I basically approve leaves and FMLAs and stuff like that. And with this whole COVID thing, man, there's a lot of people going through it right now,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
we're up to our necks in cases, man. And I haven't had time. I haven't had time to. I mean, if you guys, know me or follow me, I haven't been posting.
Posting video. No, yeah,
Man,
definitely. Yeah.
and it's rough. But my fish are fed. You know, the water changes are happening. The main things are going on in the back end, but we'll get it back. We'll get back on it. A lot of people, they're not in a routine right now, man, due to the situations, of course, going on. So, but things are gonna look up, man. I truly believe that for
Hey,
everybody.
I do too. I do too. I do too. I think it's
So,
inevitable.
oh
It's
yeah,
inevitable.
for sure. It's like the stock market, man. Sometimes it crashes, sometimes it goes up, sometimes it goes back down. That's life, man. You know,
Well, say it's cyclical, man. Everything starts here. You're gonna end up somewhere else, but you're gonna always come back around.
it's a circle. Yes, sir.
Always, always. We just have to always remember that.
Yep.
Don't let the darkness get you down, because the sun is gonna rise again in the morning.
Always, man. Always.
Most definitely, man. I'm glad to hear. I'm glad to hear you're a man. You're a man of faith, dude. I mean, on this here platform, I try not to get too deep. I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid to tell anybody what I believe in.
Right.
But you have to be strategic in the way you do it. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to pour it on too thick, and shake people up too much. But we need a little shaking up. But I give you a little bit, a little
Right.
bit, a little bit, a little bit, as long as I can try to keep something going out there.
Definitely.
And
Definitely. Especially with the political, man. I try. I don't really bring too much of the political on my channel as well. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Because people get their feelings hurt, man. you know, real easily on this platform. So,
yeah, yeah, and hey, not just on this one.
oh, for sure, facts in
Yeah,
general.
yeah, that old FB over there be going
Yeah,
too hard. You know what I'm saying? They're
yeah.
going too hard. But what do you see as the future of RLC Aquatics?
Let me tell you, man. There's so many things. So in the next, I'm gonna be realistic. In the next 2 or 3 years, I want to have some form of land. And I mean, my ultimate goal. Let me tell you what my ultimate goal is. I want to have a good body of land. I want to have a nursery because I love. I'm not sure you guys probably don't know about this, but I love plants. I love vegetables. I love gardening. I love anything that has to do with cultivating the ground. I mean, I love it, and I want to have a nursery. My ultimate end goal, man, is to have a nursery and have a fish farm on the same land, and just have a, just have. I mean, that's paradise for me. That's my heaven. That's my whatever you want to call it. But I'll die a happy old man. I don't need much in life. I need my family and some land. That's all. That's all I want.
I can
But
feel that.
I I will. I'm gonna get there. I'm gonna get there. It's a slow process, but you know, when you're doing something that you love to do, it's easy. You know what I mean? And I'm saying that in the sense of it's not technically going to be easy, but even the speed bumps, even the hard times that come up during this whole process, this hobby, whatever you all want to call it, it's okay because I love to do it. You know what I mean? This is what I love to do. This is what we all love to do. Everybody in this chat room, everybody in this live right now, in some way, shape, or form, we love the hobby. And I feel like I speak for a lot of people. It helps with stress. It helps with anxiety, especially nowadays. And I don't think I'll ever let it go. You know, I'll always have tanks, no matter what happens in my life.
Yeah, when it's in the blood, it's in the blood.
Mm-hmm.
And I can identify with that. That sounds real good, man, with the nursery and with, cause my thing would be I'm cool with plants. I like to do, you know, your plants in the house, a few plants in the house. But if you mix some water and some fish with it for me, the plants become something different. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah,
It just opens up for me.
yeah.
Yeah, I could feel that, man. I could feel. I want, if I could, every tank I have would be like a paludarium or something.
Yeah.
Plants would be taking over the room and coming out the door. And
Yeah, I've been getting more into. I've been slowing down on the breeding and getting more into like the aquascaping, man. I've been the way some of these people, man, are creating these aquariums with this wood and these rocks and these plants. It's to me, it's an art, and I want to start maybe getting it. I don't think I'll ever be to that extent because some of these guys are really good, but I would like to create something like that and see what it looks like at the end of the day. But the aquascaping is really. I just got a tiger lily or a tiger lotus. And man, I take care of that thing as good as I take care of my kids. I'll make sure I don't have no snails eating on my plant, my leaves, and it's. But I've been doing a lot of the aquascaping lately.
okay, yeah, it's pretty cool. I had to open up to it because I was the bare bottom guy at first. Bare bottom with just something floating in there, and then
Right.
after a while, I'll say I went towards aquascaping more when I started to understand how important the substrate, coupled with the plants,
Mm-hmm.
making a form of natural filtration. Once I started understanding, the nitrogen cycle, in conjunction with that, it looked better to me. See, I'm ADHD, so if you can make something make sense to me, interesting, I'm like this. I'm
Yep.
locked in on it. But if you can't show me how I need it or it makes sense, I won't retain it.
Right.
I go buy it, around it, everything. You know what I'm saying? This fool here.
This guy's in the chat.
Come in turning up. But what's happening, Funk? But
What's going on, Jay?
but yeah, man. Hey, but you still them panda
The tiger pandas.
tiger panda mix.
Yeah, man.
I was on that from day one, man. I'm
I
still
got
hanging
so
over here
many.
remembering. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I got so many DMs on Instagram, man, with those things, and I'm telling people, listen, I'm not shipping right now until maybe February or March, man. I shut everything down. It's just people. It's crazy. It wasn't supposed to be anything other than just a stupid taking tiger antlers and some panda guppies and throwing them in an aquarium, man. That's all it was supposed to be, and then it turned into this, this this crazy thing, man. And now it's like I gotta baby those things just to make sure that they stay alive. Because if people find out that colony's gone, man, I'm gonna get some heat. You know what I mean?
Hey, and I'm like on Melvin on that rebuilding our brand, game changer. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying? Changing the game. I believe in some change in the game. And unfortunately for me, it's hard to just stay patient with something because I'm always, hey, I'm thinking way ahead of the steps that need to occur in order to get there. And I find myself starting back at go all the time.
yeah.
Because I'm trying to move too fast.
But you've been doing some things though, man. I mean, I remember when you had like 2 or 3 tanks. I remember you had the one with the pothos in it.
Yeah.
and that was it. You didn't have no betas. You didn't have none of that. And then you know, it's see, people who haven't been in the hobby and haven't really got into it don't know that when it gets to that extent to where it becomes like, okay, you start going online, you start looking at different fishes, orders start coming in, you start to know the Amazon delivery guy, and it starts to take over, man. It starts to take over. But I love what you're doing, though, man. I really do love what you're doing, man.
Yeah, man. Like, hey, like you were talking about earlier about the men and us dealing with emotions, and in these times how hard things, can be. And man, when I tell you, now I've had fish since I was a little fella,
Mm-hmm.
off and on. But this last cycle in the last 2 years, man, oh man, I had a ruptured Achilles that these fish brought me through. When COVID first hit, man, I had I lost some family members um through natural death, car wreck, COVID. Man, I went through anxiety. I couldn't go back to work, man. And these fish, man, I'd come in here, it's
Yeah,
2 o'clock in the morning, dragging buckets around. And if I couldn't focus on nothing else, I could focus on that.
I agree. I have a cup of coffee. I'll be in there for hours if you let me, man. Depending on you know what I'm saying, what my day was like.
Right? Yep. Yep. I come
It,
in, man, and just stand in the door. Like when I get off work, because I work at a prison, man. So
right.
when I walk out the door,
Yeah.
what I have to leave behind me,
Yeah.
and I just come in. It takes me about an hour to get home. I talk to my wife from the parking lot all the way to the garage here. Then I come in and just come to my fish room, just stand in the door. Like I may not even feed them anything, just stand in the door and look.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe a good 15, 20 minutes just stand there looking. Brings me all the way down, man.
Yeah, man. I've been thinking a lot lately, man, about the hobby, and I got a really. I mean, I'm gonna keep this 100, man. I got a really funny feeling that some big changes are gonna be in the near future. I wouldn't say in the near future, but I really truly believe that with the environment and what's going on around us, man, I feel like they're gonna start getting more stricter on water. They're gonna start getting more stricter on species going from place to place. Um, there's gonna be a lockdown, and it's gonna affect us in some way, shape, or form. And I'm
Yeah.
trying to. I mean, this is just my personal opinion, right? This is not something that maybe this may never happen, but I'm trying to work around that as far as my hobby and me selling fish, and that's why I'm really pushing on getting some my own land because I really truly believe that. I mean, Facebook is from what I've been reading, Facebook is trying to push that hobby out heavy, due to the
Yeah.
selling and whatnot. But you know, water, man, it's the thing. We we really rely on water, and I really truly I believe that in the United States, I can't speak for anybody else where everybody else lives, but in the United States, they're gonna start getting strict with water, and it's gonna affect us big time in this hobby.
Mm.
And I'm trying to work around that if that
Yeah.
ever does happen. You know what I mean? Kind of like a worst case scenario, but hopefully we our grandchildren and our great grandchildren can enjoy this hobby the way we do, and that never happens. But with the way things are going, man, and me thinking ahead, I'm like you, man. I think way ahead, and something's gonna happen soon. You know,
Yeah.
so we're not gonna be the access to water is not gonna be as easy it is now for us.
Yeah. I know what you're saying. I actually really do
So
understand what you're talking about.
either they're
Yeah.
gonna tax the shenanigans out that water, You know what I mean? Or they're gonna limit us in the amount of water that we use within a week, which I think some areas are already doing that, to be honest, in the states. But not to put it on a negative side of things, but
I got you. And then you'll have people still trying to water their grass.
yeah,
Yeah.
washing their '86 Honda in the driveway.
For real. For real. That is crazy. That is
So
crazy.
what do you got going on, man? What's how you how? I mean, we all been busy, man. So we all haven't been on the platform. I know a lot of people haven't been on the platform, but what do you have going on in the back end?
Well, you mean as far as in my fish room?
Right. Because I've seen
Well,
that thing go from 2 tanks to a lot.
well, right now I got a pool. It's a pool pump, a pond pump. You know, like for fountains and whatnot, or aquaponic setups.
Right.
And I got in the mail today, and I have a 55-gallon tote in the garage. You know, the one that I had the sump hooked up to.
Right.
Well, I added a 32-gallon tote on the far end of that, and what I'm gonna do, I got the pump today, and it's a whole lot stronger. You know, 200 and I think it's 260 gallons per minute is a little stronger than I had imagined in my head.
Oh
You
yeah.
know, so I gotta buy me some hose tomorrow. I'm gonna have the 55 is right from the sump. I'm gonna have the sump spilling into the 55, and the 55 is gonna be pumping into the 30-gallon, and the 30-gallon is gonna be returning to the sump.
Okay.
And they're all the same. My blonde endless, they're all the same fish. So it's just gonna be, you know, 2 compartment but the same system.
Right.
And I'm gonna do that tomorrow morning. And my pickle jar filter, I was gonna use that pump on it. No, I blow the front off of it.
Yeah.
You know,
That wouldn't go good.
you know, it would not go good at all. But hey, always got something, you know, in my imagination. Now I got from those pandas I got from you, dude. I don't know what it is about pandas, man. Pandas just don't like my fish room. I have one female left from
From the
all those
pandas.
pandas. I have one female left, and I have her with I got some Dumbo ear platinum guppies this past week, and I have a male who he ain't gonna make the cut as far as, you know, as being with the colony.
Right.
And I got him in there with the panda, the female, and
Oh,
I'm gonna
see what they do.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna see what
Oh,
they
they
do.
gonna breed. Yeah, they definitely gonna breed. Yeah, I mean, right now I haven't brought any other. I still got the pandas. I still got those mosaics. The mosaics, they almost. I don't know if you seen the video, man, but I had this dang. I forgot what they called it. This tiger beetle larvae or something like that, snatching
Yeah, I
all
did.
my. I went
I
from a
did.
colony to Dumbo mosaics to like 6. And I ended up saving them. You know, I got, you know, they going again in the garage, but yeah, I was moving real fast bringing fish in. You know what I mean? Like
Yep.
people. I mean, people were just even practically giving me fish, saying, "Yo, you know, I got some fish for you," and I was just taking everything in, and you know, it just became overwhelming because you got to do water changes on all these tanks. You got to feed all these fish. You got to make sure, you know what I'm saying, you take out any stragglers, and, you know, that way,
Yep.
you don't ruin the pH in the tank. But it's, you know, I've learned to keep it now to a minimum, you know, especially with the time that I have on my hands. You know, that's one thing. But I mean, down here in Florida, man, there's so many. It's hard going on OfferUp and Facebook Marketplace and Craigslist because so many people are giving fish. You know, they get into the hobby, they're in the hobby for a few months and they just can't take it anymore, and they just want to give their fish away and give their aquariums away. It's you know, it's a good thing, but you know, I'm going to start slowing it down on bringing fish in my you know, like I told you, I want to start doing a little bit more aquascaping. Keep all the strains that I have in my fish room, the tiger antlers and the pandas. the mosaics, the dragons, and keep it to a minimum. And then if I get a larger place, some land, then I can start moving in more fish and
Yeah.
organizing it. But right now, I want to keep it to a minimum. Still want to put my car in the garage, my wife's car in the garage. And she makes it known that she wants her car in the garage. So I gotta fix that.
Ah,
Happy wife,
yeah.
happy life. You know how that goes, man.
Yeah, I had mentally made plans, to insulate our garage, and turn it into a fish room. Cause we've been in this house about 2 years now. I thought I had the conversation with her. You know how that goes. I thought I had the conversation. So, I mentioned it one day and she's like, I want to still use my garage. But I'm shocked. What are you talking about? I thought we no.
Shut it down.
we
Shut it
didn't.
down.
So what I'm gonna do, you have the raised concrete along the front. So see, mine is the type of garage where the kitchen comes into the garage, that the door is
Okay.
right there in the middle. And you have a raised area where you can put a wash and dry up on it or whatever. Well, my ponds are going along the raised area.
Okay.
And then on one side it's raised. I may just loop around that and
And
you can
then put
still
it on the
park the
side.
cars. Yeah, you can still park the
Yeah.
cars and just run everything around that raised area.
Yeah. Yeah. But I mean, like I said, I'm grateful I got tanks. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, most definitely. Hey,
So,
I wouldn't mind having that problem of people trying to give away all their fish and tanks here in Texas. Oh man.
yeah, there's a lot of people here in Florida, man. I mean, there's with the aquarium hobby, we have a lot of pros and cons, man. Cons being, these people are grabbing these fish and they can't take it or they don't want them anymore and they just throwing them in their ponds. I mean, you wouldn't people wouldn't believe me when I tell them the fish that I would catch in nets and cast nets when I throw them in my ponds and lakes, the type of fish that I catch, and just
Yeah,
on the reel too, on a rod, like these cichlids that these people throwing in there. It's like, you grab these cichlids, like what the hell, because we have bass, we have bluegills, we have the natives, gars, but now, I mean, I'm pulling snakeheads out these ponds. My son just showed me a video where I'm actually gonna put it on Instagram, but um, there's a snakehead, man, just hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of babies swimming next to it, and it's unfortunate, but then you got good things that happen, like people just wanting to give their aquariums and their pumps away. And it's funny here in Florida. You know what I always do, and I maybe anybody else can use this whenever they're getting their aquariums and wherever they're at. But if you going on OfferUp or Facebook and you see someone getting rid of an aquarium, 10-gallon or whatever it may be, always ask them, do you have anything else?
yeah.
Even if you buying it. And they be like, yeah, I got, how many times I ran in a situation, yeah, I got this aquarium out back, it's, you want to just go ahead and take that too. There's some pumps and some nets and all that stuff back there. It's people just, they don't want it. They don't want it no more.
Ooh, man.
But I got that one I can't take credit for that. I got that from Wild Fish Tanks.
Wild
Ryan.
fish tank. Yep.
Yeah, he gets some
Yep.
steals down here.
Man. Ooh. Man, I got that. I got a 150. I had a little while back. Normally I'm thinking way ahead. Well, on this one, I wasn't thinking way ahead. So I ended up getting rid of it. Got it free. I still have the sump. That's what's on my pond out there, but I got rid of it. And then, I was at the house like,
Yeah.
I have all of these blonde endless out there that I really, really like having and looking at them. I could have set that 150 up and had even more of them,
A whole colony.
Yeah, but it was kind of late. So I hooked the sump up on it, I say, hey, well, if anything else, y'all's filtration is gonna be lovely though.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. You're gonna like this water.
Yeah, this filtration. Hey, I got pothos in it. I got crushed coral filling up the whole bottom, where all of the water that flows through the bottom is gonna run through all of the crushed coral. I have the bio balls. The water is cascading, down over. I got foam, filter foam, and oh man, it's it's going down, and that's dude.
Yeah,
And people,
those pothos are lifesavers for me, man. I mean, they suck up nitrates like there's no
yes.
tomorrow, man.
Hey, I got a scenario I was thinking about today. That a person asked me in a comment section one day about my tanks being so clear. I have never had a tank cloudy. And I'm like you as far as testing water.
I
I
don't. Do
don't
you
I
test
don't
your water? Do you test
nope,
your water? I don't
nope.
test my water, man. I forgot who
When I first started,
someone did you watch the live stream with
yep,
Funk and Roll? Remember when we were talking about that?
yep.
I'm not gonna call the person out, but I got a really bad DM, man. A really bad DM. He was like, I thought you were better than that. You know what I'm saying? You're you know, I looked up to you as a YouTuber, and you don't to know that you don't test your water is a disgrace to the hobby. I'm like, holy, what happened, bro? Like, what did I do, bro?
why, why
But
me? Because I voiced
yeah,
it.
man. And
Hey,
this ain't no names, man. But I think that person was just having a bad day, you know, because we know that person. I mean, they come in our chat rooms a lot, man. And I ain't trying to, you know, I don't want.
no, don't.
I'm not a drama type
Yeah,
person, but
no,
I
don't
thought it
do
was kind of like I'm
it.
not that
Don't do it.
I was laughing at the person upset, but you know, I had to laugh at him. Man. I was like,
Yeah,
dang, some serious deal on here, man.
man. I'm gonna tell you something that's that's not so much of a secret. If you know how these tanks are supposed to be, water change now. Water change don't even have to be as often as people like to do them. But you know, I'm not gonna get too deep in that. Man, water test kits, all these things are beautiful. We make things so convenient, so easy. We do that. I'm not mad at it at all. Spend your money, get all of the test strips, all of the beakers, you know, your Bunsen burners, do all that you want to do. I haven't smelled my fish room in 2 years. My water don't cloud over. My fish don't get clamp fins. My fish are always happy. Only fish I have a problem with is panda guppies, but that's a whole nother situation. Anything else that comes in here, and people listen to me. I'm not being sarcastic, snide, anything, but we are way too serious in regards to how other people do stuff,
Yeah,
how
I
other
agree.
people feel about things. It's our business when the person is being immoral, when the person is causing pain, when any of these things are going on, it becomes our business.
Mm-hmm.
But people don't want to step up then though.
Right.
They don't see it. It's not my business. But you'll take something simple. No, these fish are very important. Very important.
Mm-hmm.
But we make this way too hard.
Yeah.
We make it way too hard. Come on,
Yeah.
fish family. It's called fish family for a reason.
Yeah.
Stop being so uber judgmental. Stop, think first, and ask yourself, okay, this is how I would rather do it. Is there another way? Man, I lifted weights, and I say it past tense because since COVID and I had a surgery a year ago, September, I hadn't been in the gym anywhere near in the last 10 months like I used to. And I thank God for my genetics and my body is holding on to the best of its ability. But years ago when I was a youngster, I would work out. I'd have training partners. We'd be in the gym. People would tell you how it's supposed to be. I'd have guys working out for an hour, 2 hours, an hour, 45 minutes, 3 hours. They're in the gym all day. I would go to the gym for 30 minutes to 45. Never an hour. 30 minutes to 45, maybe 3 days a week. And at 30 days, when it was time for us to benchmark, I was sore past everybody, constantly, consistently. Now, that is based on my genetics, yes. But those people could tell me how they think I'm supposed to do it, but they couldn't show me when it came down to test. I showed them that my way of doing it worked for me. You know, I'm talking adding 30, 40 pounds every month to lifts, you know.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, and I
again,
think, yeah, I agree. I agree.
there's different ways to do everything. The people back in the day that had these fish didn't have test kits. They didn't have none of that. You know, the ones that we consider to be the fathers and godfathers, and you know, you can't beat them. I bet if you find the oldest ones that's still around today and ask them, did they test water? What you think the answer is gonna be?
Probably not. Probably
They didn't
not.
have
I
nothing to
think
test it with.
everybody, not everybody, a lot of people, they there's a rule book. There's a black and white rule book that they're using, and it's not that it's not like that. Everybody has different fish rooms. Everybody has different water parameters. Everybody has different fish. Everybody has different. I mean, there's just so many differentials that you can't. There's no black and white to this, you know. And I'm the type of guy that I I mean, I've dealt with my aquariums for so long. I know that if something's crashing, I know before it crashes. I'll know days before it crashes, just because, okay, the algae bloom is way too heavy in this one. Let me cut the light down a little bit, or you know what I mean. Like I don't have a problem with ick or anything like that, but I mean, you pay attention to your aquariums, and I feel like test kits, they they're great. There's nothing wrong with them. I just don't need them. I
Yep.
mean, you know, you could use your test kits. I'm not mad at you. I'm happy you know where your pH level's at. I'm happy you know every day, you know, where everything's at. I don't need that. That's just not something that I've used it, or I have a successful fish room right now, and I don't test any water. You know what I mean?
Right.
I do my water changes. I make sure that I have deep sand beds now in all my aquariums for the cycle. I make sure I have plants in there, and I make sure that they I don't overfeed, and that's pretty much about it. You know what I mean? And the filters work. I got air in there. You know, like you said, man. I think a lot of people overcomplicate this, man. Which what they don't understand that they're doing is they're scaring a lot of people coming into this hobby, thinking they need to have a white apron on with some scientist goggles
That they can't make a mistake.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's not like that, and it's totally not the way it should be. This is a fun hobby. This is a relaxing hobby. This is something that you could experiment with things yourself.
Yeah.
And I feel like a lot of those people who smack other people's hands for not doing it the right way, those are the people that are scaring these people that want to come into the hobby and learn and experience it. You know what I mean? That's just my personal opinion. So
Most definitely. Hey, I'm gonna show you something. I have the only type of anything close to algae bloom that I have is I have a couple of tanks with hair algae, but let me show you. I know things that can cause hair algae, but watch this. I'll show you where my lights are and the type of light. You see how that light is right on top of the water? Hold on. You see where that light is?
yeah.
And it's pretty strong, and it's right there.
Mm-hmm.
Just
Yeah,
about
but look
all of
how
my
clear
tanks,
that water is. Look how green those plants are. You know what I mean?
just
Like,
about all my tanks have the same bulbs right on top of the water. Same bulbs right on top of the water, and that area right there might grow hair algae.
mm-hmm.
And then I just reach in and pull it out because I don't have a problem with the hair algae either.
I don't. Some
You know what I
some
mean?
in some of my aquariums, it looks pretty. The way that the hair algae is growing on the wood looks amazing to me. So sometimes I pull it out, sometimes I don't. You know.
Yeah, and I don't trip on nobody
Mm-mm.
at all. Hey, I remember when I'd have a tub of water in my backyard, and I'd run straight out the faucet and put fish straight in it, and I realized that, man, this got chlorine in that water, you know. When I was a
Yep.
little fella, you know, I remember those days, you know, learning the hard way. I was
Yep.
killing fish every day and couldn't figure out why, you know. I'm talking about coming from that. Show you something. You see, okay, you see the how thick that is down there?
Mm-hmm. That's
That's
sandbag. Yeah.
now that's mud under there now. Let me tell you,
Mm-hmm.
let me tell you about that mud when you're digging it out of what God put the fish in. It stinks to whole high heavens. Now, if it smells like that, what is that telling you? Oh, it should be toxic. It should be
Yep.
killing everything. Oh my God, the ammonia, the out of these, what I got 9 in this room. Out of these 9, 7 of them have that mud in it.
Where you getting it from? The lakes over there?
Yeah, a creek. I live in an area called Langham Creek, and right up the road from my house is an actual Langham Creek. And I go down there with my styrofoam cooler and my hoe, and I dig me some mud out every time I get ready to set
I
up me
think
a
you
new
did.
tank.
Didn't you do a video on
I did a
that?
video,
I
yeah.
did. I remember that. I remember that. I remember that.
Yeah. Every time I get ready to set up a tank, I go down there and dig me some mud out, grab my little old two-sided filter, stick it in there. Man, I got fish in my tank the next day. I'm not tripping.
Yeah.
And the fish not tripping either.
It's good bacteria. Good. You know what I'm saying? It's this. I mean, that's
And
basically where
I
they're
keep
at.
buckets of water just sitting in the garage.
Mm-hmm.
I got 5 buckets. I just fill them and just let them sit. So that means I'm gonna use those buckets. I fill the buckets up, and I'm looking at 7, 8 days before I touch those buckets again. Along with that mud, hey man, they rock and roll. My
Mm-hmm.
plants love it. That one down there, I got these worms. That tank has been set up 4 or 5 months, and I have
Mm-hmm.
these red worms in the mud. You can see them along the glass, and overnight you find spots of sand over the crushed coral where they come out at night,
The
breeze
worms.
through the worms.
Yeah.
But during the day, nothing. But you can see where they come out and bust through during the day. And that's 5 or so months.
You know
They
what I?
still in there.
You know what I recently learned and what I started using the past 2 years is the coals that I would eliminate out the colonies or the batch or whatever, you know, the the ones that just have bent tails, bent spines or whatnot.
Yeah.
I used to either feed them to my predatory fish or just, you know, flush them down the toilet, as sad as that is. But you know, you don't want to mix those in with your genetics. But I've been keeping them, and anytime I set up a tank, I'll give it a few days, and if I don't want to put in, you know, you don't want to throw in no mosaics in there. If you don't, like I said, I don't check the my checking of my parameters is putting a coal in in that aquarium, and if that bad boy lasts 48 hours and he's swimming around trucking, then I know the tank's good. You know what I mean? It's harsh, but what do you do with your coals anyways? You know what I mean? They
You call them, I hear you.
kill them. You
I
know?
hear you.
But that's my extent to my water testing is putting a coal in there, and if it's a okay, you know, it's good for me.
Yeah, and hey, all y'all in the chat, if you just starting out in this fish game, I get you a test kit. I want you to have a test kit. I want you to have a test kit.
I agree. I agree. My
And then,
trials and tribulations caused a lot of fish to die when I was younger.
yeah, hey,
You know, just keeping it real. All
yeah,
those
I was forever sticking something in a tank.
gone.
Yeah, I was forever trying to stick something in a tank, man. If I can remember bringing frogs home from school. School now, the puddle. We had this storm, this puddle handed up with tadpoles. I done brought frogs home in a bucket. I get off the school bus with a bucket.
Yeah,
You know, my boy, where do you get this bucket from? With frogs and a turtle in it, you know, from school.
yeah.
I mean, and after a while, I learned how not to kill fish. I mean, I can remember setting up a native 10-gallon in high school, and I actually had food coloring in the water.
Food coloring?
Food coloring. I put green food coloring. I had I'm sure it wasn't Vallisneria, but it could have been. But it was from my local pond, wherever,
Yeah.
at that time.
Yeah.
And I had a tank full of it. I mean, I had no open spot in the tank. I just had a uniform all the way through the tank. And I had bluegill and stuff like that in it. And I would put green food coloring out just sort of it had that slight green tint.
Had
Man.
that
I did.
Now you know all you gotta do is keep that light on for 48 hours. You have that color.
Yeah, for real. For real. Natural. I don't have to worry about it. I don't have to worry about something being in the chemical. And then that algae still be helping me, I mean.
Yeah. Yeah. I love it. I embrace it. I mean, like I'll clean the front of the glass just so I can get a good viewing on my aquarium. But the sides, the back, I mean, a lot of the shrimp and the snails get to it anyways. But I embrace that stuff, man.
Yeah, dead Fred, I got a whole lot of foolishness in my past, man. I got a whole lot of it. Hey, if I can imagine it, I tried it.
Yeah.
I tried it as a youngster, man. Like nowadays, when I'm talking to my kids who are not kids anymore, or I mean, even the guys at the prison, some of them even older than me. I'd have conversations with them that to them it would seem like I must have went to college for it or whatever. And I'm like, man, I said, no, first of all, I'm ADHD. So if it's going on around me, I'm taking it in, and I may be talking to you at the same time. I'm hearing it. I'm having a conversation. I'm doing this. I can multitask like a champion. And it's all because if I could imagine it, man, I wasn't afraid. I wasn't afraid at all. I tried it. Bird Garden, Senor Rack. How do, sir? How do? Welcome, welcome, welcome.
What's going on, Bird Garden?
But yeah, man, I think
a lot of boys. I think a lot of boys would like that though, man. With the animals and man, I used to feed it wasn't a big alligator, but on the bus stop in the morning, my bus stop was next to a lake, and there was this little gator. It's like about 5-6 foot. Those are including the tail. Nah, they're not big at all. And I would feed it hot dogs. I chop up hot dogs in the morning, and I feed it hot dogs in the at the bus stop, man. And I thought that was the coolest thing as a kid.
Not knowing
that, yeah, I was doing some harm.
You said somebody up for failure.
Yeah. Oh, look at that alligator, honey! It has your finger.
Ooh. Man, I had alligators. I had caimans, Nile monitors, king snakes, tarantulas, toads, tree frogs, garter snakes.
Pets?
Pets.
Oh man, no. I don't do reptiles.
I've had all of these things, man. I mean, I've had crickets, skink lizards, man.
No, I don't do reptiles. There's so many.
I couldn't now because my wife don't do them, so I definitely couldn't do them now.
Yeah.
But 20 years ago, well, 21 years ago, because the 10th of this month, I'll be 21 years married for me. So, if I said 20 years, I might get in trouble when I go back around the corner.
And she would have heard it. If she's not in the same room with you too, she would have heard that through the walls too.
No, she in the chat. She a wall away, and she probably in the chat too.
There you go. 21 years, man. You don't see that often, man. You don't.
Nope.
It's it's sad, but when you hear someone's married over 20, when you hear someone married 10, 15 years, it's a big deal because you don't get that no more, man.
And I married her in 3 months of knowing her.
3 months? I married my wife after a year.
Yeah, 3 months. And I told her, I said, you're gonna be my girlfriend, and we'll learn about each other
as we go.
Yeah, literally. That's what I told.
And it happened.
Yeah, literally.
He spoke it.
I said, you're gonna be my girlfriend. We're gonna skip all of that other stuff because we got baggage.
Yeah.
And that baggage wasn't, hey, we just gonna. God told me You're the one.
You the one.
You're the one. Hey, as a matter of fact, here you go. Here's a house key. You know, she could, girl, he gave me his house key. And I just, yeah, let's go and do this.
That's 2 decades, man. That's
Yeah,
2
good
decades. It's
deal,
crazy
man.
how fast it goes by, though, right?
Yeah.
Man, it's like I remember, I'm gonna be 40, and I still remember the childhood. Like it does not feel like all these years have gone by. It's crazy, man. And I feel like every year like 2020 flew by for me. Like flew by, which
I
is
wish
crazy.
2020 would get on. Look,
Yeah.
yeah, right. But yeah, no, it's definitely been going fast. And it seems like it's been going more, it's been going faster recently, man. The
Mm-hmm.
last few years, like you wake up and it's
Yeah.
the next year.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
But that's crazy. Hey, what's in the tank behind you? Tell everybody what you got behind you back there.
This is my wife's tank. Basically, they're all African cichlids. And there's 2 catfish in there. I forgot what they're called. This is like, I mean, my wife really, she decorates that. Like I messed with it the first time. I set it up for her. Got it after the first initial setup. She ran it. She's doing a hell of a good job, man. Let me tell you, African cichlids are not for me, dude. They are not for me. I mean, I feel like they just want to kill each other all the time. But she does a real good job. She did all. It's cool because she did the research. She was like, you gotta. She was like, baby, we just gotta get a whole bunch of them. I'm like, what are you talking about? She was like, if we get a whole bunch of them, they're not gonna kill
Displacing
each other.
aggression, yeah.
Yeah. And she's like explaining it to me. She was like, and then when we do that, we're gonna grab. Look, you see all these little things down there where they can hide, and they dig in little holes in those little crevices and those caves. She set all that up, man. And
Okay.
sure enough, they rocking and rolling, man. They rocking and rolling. She
All
actually got a
right.
bigger. This tank is gonna get broken down because she got a. I want to say it's a 75-gallon or 100-gallon, and she's gonna transfer everything from here into that new aquarium because these things are This is a 55-gallon. They getting way too big for it, man. Like this white
Okay.
one right here. I don't know if you see him right there. He's
Gotcha.
he's the tank boss, man. He's probably like around. I don't know if you can see my face. He's like around maybe 4 inches, 5 inches now.
Okay. Yeah,
So
they
yeah,
making it look smaller than that.
yeah, but I did get a chocolate cichlid though. I'm not sure if y'all seen Aquafunk's chocolate cichlid.
Yep. They look, well, obviously it looks brownish with red, purplish around the
Man,
edge.
my top 5 favorite fish. The way they change colors, man. Like I woke up one morning, it looked like it was a jaguar like pattern. Yeah, it had jaguar pattern. It changing colors in front of me. You know what I mean? And then it goes dark to light, and they're nowhere near as his size. They're babies still. But that's the only cichlid that I would. These things right here, man. It's too. I want to look at an aquarium and feel like, you know, feel relaxed. I don't want to get anxiety looking at this thing. Like I don't know if y'all can see them. They just they just always nipping at each other. But she loves it. She loves the aquarium. So
Thank you, there, Rack. Thank you. Thank you.
appreciate that. Appreciate that, man. Oh, so you were mentioning before we got on, we were talking. By the way, everybody, I was an hour early for you guys. Just to let you guys know that. So I know that he's in Texas. I totally forgot that he's in Texas. I'm in Florida. 9:30. I'm rocking and rolling. I'm like, let's go, let's get it on. And you realize it doesn't start in an hour, right? And I'm like, oh man, that's right, you're in Texas. But so I broke down. All the ponds are gone. Everything's in the garage. So
Okay.
that back everything I had in the pond, man, I broke it down, and everything's in the garage now. So I'm rocking and rolling in the garage, and I would probably say maybe February, March, I'll put everything back out because I'm not doing the whole heaters. I don't want to get into all that, man. I put everything in the garage, and um I don't want to mess with all that stuff. I really just want to when I put the tubs back out there, there's not gonna be any heaters, no air. You know, they do fine out there in the I want to say they're like 20, 30 gallon baskets. I don't know how big they are, but you know they do fine without any air heat. So
Okay.
a lot of people been asking me about that in my DMs too, man. Like, why I haven't been posting the the backyard guppy farm portion in that corner, and everything's in the garage now. So
Cause yeah, I know you had to redo the fence or whatnot. I just figured out like, well,
yeah,
he just hadn't put it back out there.
that
And
was
I
so
don't even
much
like
work.
I don't even like speaking on fence, man, cause it's inevitable. Isn't put it
Yeah,
this way,
we
my
ended
house
up
is
getting
not a
the
new
plastic
build.
one. We just got the plastic one too, man. I didn't want to do with that ever again. You know what I mean? So we got lifetime warranty on it, but that was so much work, man. And it was my bad too because I didn't. We had already set the appointment up 2 3 months before that month. You know, I was told that they coming to do it, and I totally forgot, man. And I had everything set up. I had the guppies in the man. It was a big deal, man. But you know, stuff happens, man. Life ain't gonna let you get by easy, man. You know how it goes.
No, and we
It's,
try to duck it and hope life
yeah,
don't see us.
you can't get it. You can run, but you can't hide.
We'll say, shh, there goes life. Don't get eye contact.
Yeah, yeah.
Ooh, that's why I said don't. Hey, the fence. Oh man, we
You got to replace yours.
not yet, not
It's
yet.
wooden.
I'm
It's a wooden one.
wooden
Yeah,
fence, and the
yeah.
neighborhood I'm in, it's everybody's fence is so. I don't have much of a choice of what kind.
Right.
Oh man, and then the people I bought the house from didn't do me any favors. They they made our fence taller than everybody else's.
Oh
Uh,
wow.
that's okay, but then they have where the fence would be like, the neighbors would share portions.
Hmm.
This is your responsibility. This is our responsibility. Well, I guess they were making so much money that when they repaired the fence all the way around, they put all the boards facing this way.
Um,
So it's like
gotcha.
I own
The
all
whole thing. Yeah.
of the fence now.
Yeah.
Oh, and I
Yeah.
was already in here before I even like paid attention to that because I'm coming from a little country town just up the road because I'm in Katy, which is right outside of Houston. So I'm
Hmm.
technically in the city now. But I grew up, in a little country town. If you had a wooden fence, it was yours anyway.
Right.
It wasn't like you was in a subdivision that was connected. It was your fence.
Right. Right.
So I didn't know how that worked. They were like, "Oh no, your neighbor's responsibility for the fence that's facing." I'm like, "Well, my whole fence is facing me.
Yeah.
No
Yeah. That
good."
that that weather. I'm sure that Texas heat, man, beating up on that wood too. Yeah.
And you just watch it like,
Shriveling,
and it's like,
deteriorate. Yeah. Yeah.
one day if it's moist enough out there, it looks good. It warms up, it's leaning
Yeah.
back. Oh man! And then my neighbor behind me, his fence on the other side of our fence is almost non-existent. So it's like leaning
Oh man.
on my fence,
Yeah.
and I'm debating. I'm like, man, I don't have money like that. Maybe I go get me some 4x4s or some 6x6s and run me a few feet apart back there and just hope that can hold it up long enough. Oh man, it's crazy.
Yeah. Luckily for me, both my side neighbors went in on the side. The fence connecting our properties together. So that was cool. But yeah, taking apart all that stuff was messed up. How's the weather over there in Texas now? Is it a little bit more cooler now?
Man, Texas has everybody's weather. Last week, I worked 1 a.m. to 11 a.m.
Hmm.
and I drive an hour away, and it's like 20 degrees different from where I am in Houstonish to College Station. It's like a 20-degree swing. I get to work, man, it's like 38 degrees, 38, 40 degrees. I have no coat. You know, it was
Right.
like it was right at 80 today.
Yeah.
Yeah, Texas is bipolar weather.
Yeah.
Bipolar weather.
Yeah. It's starting to get cool over here, but it's not like, I mean, it's when I say cool, I'm talking about like 60s, 70s with the sun out, you know.
Yeah, I
But
wish for that.
you know, Floridians down here, man, you start getting in the 50s, man, we start complaining.
Uh,
Once once we can't wear our chancletas or our sandals, man, it's a wrap, man. There's some people over here saying some bad things. But you are you gonna be so do you use heaters in your aquariums?
no, I bought heaters for those ponds in the garage.
Yeah, I
Like
don't use
that's the only time I didn't use heaters because I mean last week it was almost it was like almost freezing. So that
yeah.
garage gets cold. And I was like, let me do it right
Yeah.
and not get those little bitty who makes those heaters?
Aquamate, I think, or
Aqua Neat, Aqua
yeah, the cheap ones you talking about, right? That blow
that
that
you just plug it in. It's supposed to be preset,
yeah, nah.
and it'll either burn your fish up or it'll burn out.
Nah, I learned my lesson on one of those. I lost a few shrimp because of that thing. Yeah.
Man, my 30-gallon pond out there about a year ago, no, 2 years ago. It was like at the very beginning of this. I had set it up in the garage. I had found these fancy guppies, dude. Like they were mixed. I mean, but they were red, red cobras, but they were like albino with the orange in the middle of the tail, red tail with orange in the middle of the tail, and the bottom side of the body was like snake skin, and the top was red, like the blondes,
Mm-hmm.
but it was snake skin at the bottom. Oh man, you talking about beautiful? I'm like, I had me about 3 out there in my 30 gallons. I'm like, yes, it's on. No, they finna do this. Man, cold snap. I go out there, water just
Mm.
heater, heater's in it,
Not doing nothing.
doing nothing.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I lost faith in heaters in the heaters.
Ooh.
Then Fred, yeah, man, I did. I got one when we went on that tour, and he's holding. I think he's holding another three more for me because I want after.
Ozzy, what's going on?
What's going on, Ozzy? What's going on, Bana? But yeah, after seeing that thing change colors, man, I told Aquafunk, I was like, ask that guy, because it's really Aquafunk's friend that, you know what I mean, that runs that farm. So, and the dude was, he was awesome, man. It was last minute. He let us on his property, check the farm out, and dude was just, I mean, a ball of knowledge, man. And that's why I got the cichlids from. And I'm not a cichlid guy. Like I said, I'm I'm not the closest I get to cichlids is angelfish. But those things, man, are beautiful. Beautiful. I'm getting old, man. All these grays on my hair.
Oh, I done got used to that, man.
It's starting to take over my beard now. I embrace it though, you know what I mean?
See this?
You know what
The
they
only
say?
bad thing. Say it again.
It's wisdom, man.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, I'm gonna embrace it. I'm gonna take that. Now that's a whole nother situation, though. You
Oh,
know,
it's coming right here. It's all good though, man.
man, the one bad thing about working at a prison, dude, because I have some avatars with this long beard, right?
Let
I
me ask you,
love.
not to cut you off, man.
Uh,
Do they get brave with you, man? In there, like, is it to the point? Because I know you've been doing it for a while. So do they respect? Is that at the point where you got your respect now and everything is cool, or do you still get like? Do you still get tried and no?
Cause how can I put it? Just like on YouTube, I feel like I'm everybody's father. When I speak to them, they understand exactly where it's coming from at the moment. If they try to do something crazy, and I'll just slide up to them and come here and whisper to them, dude, you're tripping. There's no need for this. We're not gonna have it. It's the energy. I mean, but I show nothing but the utmost respect for them, though.
Yeah.
You grown men.
Yeah.
And I didn't put you here. So what you're not gonna do is act no fool with me.
Mm-hmm.
And it takes them just a little bit of time to realize when I punch the clock every day, I'm the same guy.
Right. Right.
I've been married 21 years. So don't you know some of those times I'm driving to work with some other stuff going on in my head.
Mm-hmm.
But when I walk in that building, I'm the same guy. You didn't do nothing to me. So why am I gonna have attitude with you?
Right. Right.
Yeah, no, I've never been out of 6 years, I've never been tried, and I thank God for it. That's the only person I can. He built me, literally and figuratively. In the like I woke up this way, as Beyonce say, and I never try to be anybody else. So it just works. It's just natural.
I just thought of something, man. What if, right? I don't know where this came from, but what if they were able? You don't think they would ever be able to put like a fish room in a prison? That like a therapy room or so like a. I think that would be
They
a good idea,
they
man.
they could, but you would have to have like a radical warden
Yeah.
who, especially in Texas. I mean, other states come to Texas to try to model their prisons.
Things like that will be up to the warden, though, right? Like they have the sole. All
Yep.
right, stay for that.
And he would have to go to Huntsville. Huntsville, Texas is like the hub of Texas Department of Criminal Justice. There's like 10 prisons in the town of Huntsville by itself.
Mm.
The training academies are there. He would have to go to corporate and have a real good pitch.
Like a pitch to set, yeah.
He'd have to already have the security of it figured out. He'd have to already tell them what would be the end result. I mean, and have it on paper. He would have to really, 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 you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he got to sell them basically. Sell them on the fact that that's a good idea.
Yep.
I
And
thought,
like dead friends say, that's a little too much glass in one room. Yeah.
yeah, you're right.
With that being said, what I'm saying. But yeah, the prison that I'm at is I mean, I guess I can consider it a minimum security. I mean, it's a lot of older fellas. I got old gangsters. Like, these are cats that's doing 50 years life. They used to be real bad actors,
Yeah,
but now they just chilling for the most part.
yeah,
You have a few youngsters trickle in and out of there because it's also a medical facility. So you get a few youngsters trickle in and out of there for therapy, short time, maybe DWI type of things. There, it could probably work. No, it could work there. But you just have to, like they have Wyndham schools, the college that they
right.
have there. If you associated with that, it could actually work. But yeah, you'd have to have a warden that's just willing to jump on
Yeah.
that with you.
I just thought that was, I don't know why I even thought of that, but
No, somebody else had asked me that before. I can't remember who it was on a live stream. They asked me, and I was like, yes, it would be a good idea, but
yeah,
everybody have to be on board, because you don't want somebody who say, okay, we're going to try it, and they're ready to pull the trigger.
like you said, the glass, you know what I'm saying, accidentally getting broken, and the metal wires on the net starts turning into some other, you know,
Hey,
dagger.
I'm a food service sergeant. I run a shift. we have everything in food service.
Right.
So an aquarium, I think Mike would be safe.
Yeah. Yeah. The food. I mean, you got knives, forks, and all kinds of things. Yeah. All right.
And cans. I mean, the forks will be plastic though, but I mean, they open cans,
Right.
whole cans. So you got to trust that these cans are being thrown completely away. You
Yeah.
know. So yeah, I don't think the tanks would actually be. It would be by policy. It would be a concern, but because of what we know from working there every day, they wouldn't be thinking about breaking no fish tank.
Right. Yeah.
It would actually be real cool because you would have. It's a smaller unit, so you'd have people that are actually really interested in it.
Yeah.
If it was a real big unit, you'd have people volunteer just so they could get away
Yeah. Right.
and hide out or whatever.
Yeah.
But the unit is so small, the rooms wouldn't be big enough for somebody to say, "Oh, I'm just gonna get to tuck myself away because we see you."
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe have them, have them clean and do the water changes, and they start to. I mean, think about it, man. You locked up for life, right? Let's just say that someone's locked up for life, man. Look at an aquarium with some fish in it, some plants and stuff like that, man. That's you know, to us it's simple, but to them, man, it's a vacation from those concrete walls. Just my opinion. I don't know what it's like
Yeah.
being in a
No. It's that you're speaking
you know.
facts. Like
So,
they love to hear me talk about my channel. Like, man, you
right,
fish,
right.
fish you, and I'm like, yeah, man, you'd be surprised.
And there's some genuine. Let me ask you a question too, man. Like, I know, I know we might be getting off topic, but it interests me. So, in your heart, man, there's a lot of old schools or OGs in there, man, that are just they genuinely know what they did was wrong, and if you were to let them out right now, they'd be straight.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Only part that is a problem with that, they've done so much time and so much has changed,
they wouldn't know what to do out there.
they get swallowed up.
Yeah,
They get swallowed up because the system is fractured in such a way that hopefully you have some family somewhere, but they may only let you release to like a halfway house.
right.
And that halfway houses are usually in neighborhoods you don't want to be going to anyway.
Right.
So for these people to get out there was one guy used to work for me in the kitchen who flat screen TV, touch screen cell phone. He's seen none of that in real life. Just on TV at the
Mhm.
prison. To release him, and I mean he's probably 70, 75.
Yeah. He be
So I
back.
mean,
Yeah, yeah,
nobody in his family is still alive. I mean, he would probably be afraid to get out because I see a lot of guys, when I say nervous, scared, and for us out here, it's hard to imagine that, man, you were locked up, you getting. I'm like, yeah, but if you spend so much time there, it's so regimented that,
become.
yeah, and if you have to make a decision on your own and you haven't done it in who knows how many decades.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just taking the bus somewhere will be a mission.
Yeah, guys that get out and they sleep on the floor, in their house because the bed is too soft. They're like, how can a bed be too soft? They got to get used to it.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's crazy. It's a lot of crazy stuff that for us to even imagine that they
oh,
deal with.
yeah, yeah, man. I think about it. You watch these movies and you're like, damn, man, what must it be like, man, knowing that you're gonna be in there for life, and this is what your life is. You know what I mean? You wake up in the morning, you get told what to do, where to go, what to eat, but.
Yep.
And I commend you, man. Like I said, I mean, we all got our struggles. We all got our own things, man. But going back to the fish hobby, man, I bet you come home and it's like, man, it's a getaway, man. That's how it is for me, man.
Yep.
Reading these doctor's notes, such and such. I got to terminate someone because they died of stage 3 cancer, and You know what I mean? Died of COVID, and I see all these doctors' notes, man. It's like, you gotta release these people from the company. You gotta terminate them, and you gotta read why you terminate them, man. It's like, you come home, you just drained, man.
Yeah.
You just drained, mentally drained, man. And the fish have been my hero, man, for a long time when it comes to, getting my mind back on track. It's rough out there, man. It's rough out there.
Yeah, man. And I just wish, and like going back to you talking about being off subject, there's no such thing as off subject on my stream, man.
That's the way
My stream is this is life that I do here in the fish hobby. I mean, I'm not early, up in the day, I'm all about people communing with one another, people get in touch with each other. I mean, I like to see myself like I see the drama, the YouTube drama, the Facebook drama, so on and so forth. I like to consider myself to be a bridge.
Mm-hmm.
I like to use the platform to explain to people, man, this is fish.
Mm-hmm.
This is fish.
Yeah.
It's fish.
Mm-hmm.
The politics, not even talking about, the one that we waiting on, but the politics on here, dude, it's not worth it.
Yeah.
It's not worth it. And people, let's touch on being monetized and stuff like that. It's a beautiful thought. It's a beautiful concept. But I've seen so many people just get consumed. They
The
forget.
monetization is not that great.
Well, but it goes here though.
Right. It becomes. Let me tell you something, man. Now that we on that topic, for a year I was trying so hard, and I'm monetized. I get it. We're gonna keep it 100 on here. So my monetization is $50 a month that I get from YouTube, and they don't cut you a check unless you hit 100 and up. So I don't get paid for monetization until every 2 months, and it's $120 paycheck that I get from YouTube, and that goes to the fish. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
So, like, the monetization, man, I tell a lot of people who are chasing that right now, don't let it be about that. You know what I mean? I truly believe you should just do it, whatever you've been doing, whatever you love to do, and all that's gonna come, man. Everybody got their own timeline too, and a lot of things, a lot of situations I see people doing is they comparing themselves to other YouTubers, man, and their timeline. Everybody got their own timeline, man. You know what I mean? Like, I don't compare myself to nobody.
Yep.
I watch a lot of people, man, and it's like, you can't. Everybody's different, and that monetization thing, man, it's cool. Don't get me wrong. You start making videos, you getting a couple, dollars here and there, and it only grows from there. But I just feel like it's fish, like you said, man. It's fish. Why is everybody so serious, man? Why are you getting on somebody's case for doing something that works for them? You know what I mean? And like you said, man, it's fish.
It's
Like,
fish.
a lot of stuff going on in the community right now, and I don't even want to touch on it because it's not that serious to me, and I stay out of that mess. But it's fish, man. Like, come
Hey, I'm
on.
a
Like, you ever see it? It's practice. You talking
yeah, for
about
real. Allen Iverson, practice. We talk about practice.
practice right now?
Big J, what's happening? Hey, I'm a like you talking about keeping it a stack. If I haven't been doing this for a long time, and I thank everybody for where I am as far as not even necessarily numbers, but it's so humbling to me when I show up in people's chats and they shout me out like, I'm like, man, you watch me, when they do my tagline like I do it, and I'm tripping on, man, I wouldn't even thought you watched my video. That's humbling to me.
Mm-hmm.
When Rack stopped his live and was like, brother, please. I might shed a tear saying this because this is how it humbles me.
Mm-hmm.
You know, please, brother, you know, I want to be on your show. You be on mine, man. We need to get together, dude. That's because I know it's fish. There's people that have contacted me and, you know, they give you advice. If I listened to some of the people, I probably would be at like 2,000 subs. But you said the keyword chase. At the prison, I used to tell guys, I said, I don't chase rabbits. You know, a rabbit can kill a dog.
Mm-hmm.
I said, I don't chase rabbits, I set traps.
My father used to say that.
Yeah, I don't chase rabbits, man. I'm doing what I do. I'm staying in my wheelhouse. I'm staying right where it works for me. And organically, it's doing something. Everybody's not crazy about how I do things. Guess what? I got one. Thank you very much for being sub to me. But it's gonna be one thumbs down on this live stream, guaranteed. One. Whoever that is, you need to email me. It's right there. TheBigTankHank@gmail.com. I'll show you some love. Whatever's going on, holler at me. I got you. I'm very unselfish with it. Holler at me. But I got one. They guaranteed to hit me with the thumbs down. But like I say, you can't chase, because so many people get burned out, you get preoccupied, you get consumed, you get caught up, man, and you lose all of the joy.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, people don't recognize you no more. And it's like, come on, man, you won't have friends. It's not worth it, man.
Start chasing those numbers.
It's not worth it at all.
Nope.
You know, I hate when YouTube purge me though, but I mean, other than that, like you hit a number, boom.
Got you. Yeah.
Yeah, and then they purge you. And then it's like, oh, come on now, let me make it. But like I'm saying, man, it's fish, dude. I really enjoy this right here, dude. I talk to people. I am a people person who don't like people.
Facts. I'm the same. I'm an introvert. No. I'm an extroverted knows how to be a very good extrovert. Does that make sense?
Yes, but I'm a little different. I'm an introverted extrovert. I'm actually, I get energy. I'm an energy person.
Yeah.
If you come and stand next to me in somewhere in line, and I feel your energy is, I'm gonna give you some. I'm gonna juice you. It's just automatic. You can call me on the phone anytime, 2, 3 in the morning. I'm asleep. I'm gonna get up in the dark, not gonna turn on the light, with my eyes closed and talk to you until you're through. But I don't call people. So for all my lovely people who in the chats and you know that I love you, I actually call you my friend. I'm just not a dude that calls and just talks. But you can call me.
You're there.
Don't think that I have attitude and nothing. Like, no, it's not that at all. Please, you can call me. I just don't.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But I can honestly say the most friends that I found in my whole life was since I've been on this platform, though. You know how I got all these friends that I don't even see, like never see other than on the camera. Mm-hmm. But just in life, though, no, not really. Because we have one thing in common to start it off. These fish. Mm-hmm. Back to, it's just fish. Mm-hmm. You can bridge any gap with these fish.
Yep. Any gap. A racial gap, a cultural gap, a traditional gap, anything. Beef. Come on, man. Both of y'all like fish.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's not. It's and you know what though? Like, and I'm not even gonna front, man. We keep it like I said. We're gonna keep it 100. The first year, man. Let me tell you, it was always had my studio up, always looking at TubeBuddy, always looking at the number that I get 10 views, that I get 10 subs, that I get this. You know what I'm saying? Did my video hit 1,000 views yet? And let me tell you something, man. That's when I was that was I don't want to ever go back to that ever again. I don't. I lost the joy in the hobby. I was chasing numbers. Okay, I gotta put out this video real quick. You know what I mean? I need to
Yeah.
stay consistent because the algorithm is gonna throw me off again. And nah, man, I'll make videos now when I want to. If I don't get that $50 or that $100 paycheck every 60 days, I don't care. I wanna go in my fish room and look at my fish with a cup of coffee and not be bothered if I want to. If I don't want to make a video for another month or two and I can keep kicking it with y'all on live streams and going into live streams and checking the people out, I want that. I want to. That's me. It's my channel. And I could do it because it's my channel.
Yep.
But that when I started chasing numbers, man, that's when I started seeing the joy. It started becoming a job, or it turned into a. I can't explain it. It wasn't a passion anymore. At that point, it was an obligation that I had to make that number. If not, you know what I'm saying, I had to figure out how to do it. You know,
Yep.
but and I think a lot of people, man, I wish more people made YouTube channels, man. And there's a lot of people that we talk to that me, you know, kick it with in these chat rooms that they know just as much as us, if not more. And they just genuinely don't want to create a YouTube because of the backlash that some of these people get, you know, for doing something that they feel that other person's not doing right. You know what I mean? And it sucks, man. It's that way. But back to what we were saying, it's just fish, man. It's just fish. You know what I mean? It's some animals in an aquarium.
Yep.
That's it. That's it. You know. But it's the hobby's growing fast, man. The hobby's growing fast, and that's why. I was thinking about that. But when I was telling you about, you know, me thinking about the future and them, you know, wondering if there will ever come a time where they restrict the water and you know the hobby has to pay for it, but outside of that, man, it's like you know how I said the stock market life is like a stock market. And anything's like a stock market. Sometimes you're gonna go all the way up, and then sometimes you're gonna go all the way down. The fish hobby, man, ain't slowing down.
No. No.
It's growing fast, you know, and it's not. There's nothing stopping it. There's a lot of people coming to the hobby, man, and um, you know, at some point, you know, things go down, they go back down. But right now, I think it's the best time to get into the hobby.
Hey, I'm almost afraid for swaps and auctions to come back. Cause see, at at first when I jumped on here, I was just looking at people's videos going to the to this stuff. I didn't know nothing about it.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm in a position where I know about all this stuff and I know these people, and it's like when they have them, I'm gonna want to go.
Yeah, yeah.
And you talking about just jumping and having tanks running everywhere? Oh man, a swap would do me so bad.
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm just ready, man. I'm ready. I'm honestly, and I know it's gonna be a while. I, I'm
Especially
just,
with this
I'm
look this
tired of the
this
mask. I'm tired of
this
this.
upsurge.
Oh yeah,
Hey, I'm gonna tell you. Remember I said I work at a medical unit. I hate. Oh man. Another thing about me too is I'm gonna say what's on my mind. I'm gonna think about it first. I'm not one to. I don't. If I know it's going to hurt feelings and I would just be doing it because I don't care about the person's feelings, I don't say it. But I'm gonna say stuff that needs to be said.
right.
I hate people posting and talking about they complain about wearing these masks. I don't like them.
Yeah.
I work in a hospital. Show up. Oh, we got these dorms down because somebody tested positive, or then they come up. Then you got these other dorms down. 911 over the radio. They come to pick up somebody. I mean, it's it's as though I work at. Well, I mean, it is a hospital there, but I see it.
Hmm.
It's. I mean, I thank God that the 5 people, counting me in my household, have been negative this whole time. But
Right.
I stand in the middle of it
Hmm.
every day at work with my mask and my gloves. But I'm serving food to them. Like my guys are serving food, they preparing food, and so
Hmm.
they're always around me. And to hear some of the ignorance, yes,
Yeah.
I'm frustrated too.
Yeah.
But for the ones that oh man, come on now,
Oh yeah.
England, and impose a curfew and a shutdown again, and all these places because of people in their heads. They're so tired that they're convincing themselves that it's gone.
Yeah. Nah, it's not. I hate the mask, but I'll never take it off. And then to hear to hear people say that it's a fluke, you know what I mean? And I tell some of my family members, I'm like, man, I read doctor's notes all day long. I'm terminating people because they dying of COVID because they're dead. They can't wake up in the morning no more and come to work. I gotta let them go. And the doctor's notes say COVID. You know what I mean? Now, whether they're labeling that on more cases than they should is another story. But it's real, man. People dying. I'm aware of my mask. I can't stand the dang mask, but I'm aware it. You know what I mean? I got kids running around in my living room. I can't. You
And
know?
see, I think that's my biggest issue because again, I don't touch on what other people do 99.137825% of the time. But if what you're doing selfishly can hurt me, I have a problem with it.
Right.
I have a problem with it.
Yeah.
And depending on where we are and how I'm feeling, I might actually check you.
Hmm. And I think those people need to be checked because you not only you not putting that mask on has not. It's not just about you. It's about everybody around you. You know what I mean? At that point, you start putting your other people in jeopardy. And I'm the same way. I'm different though. I'm not. I don't. I'm not a confrontational person because um I have anger issues, and once that switch gets turned off or on, it's hard. Once the water comes out the coffee cup to put it back in there. But I don't like. I'm not the type of guy to be like, can you put your mask on or something like that? And I've been in Walmart and I've been in line where another person has said it for me, and I was like, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. But I'm not the guy that I just can't come up to someone and be like, listen, can you mind putting your mask on? I just don't have that in me. You know what I mean? Like
Yep.
that it's not even confrontational because you being nice, but I wish I did. I wish I had that. I mean, not only the mask, there's some things I wish I would say, like, being in Walmart, for example, man, I know we're getting off topic, but being in Walmart and seeing some of these kids, man, the way that these kids talk to their parents, sometimes I want to say, listen, you really, my wife, what she would do is, my wife is ruthless. She would take my son or my daughter and say, you see how that child just said, talk to his mom like that. I wish you would. You better never say anything. What you do, whatever that child said. You better not talk to me like that because I'll punch you right in your mouth. And she'll say that so the other mother or father can hear it.
Right?
And but I'm not like that, man. I just don't like. I don't like. I'm not the confrontational person, man. Because
Yeah.
you say like that. You say something like that. Excuse me, sir, man. Can you put your mask back on? There's some people out there, man. They get like you just said something about dead mother or something. You know what I mean? And you just really tell them to put the mask on nicely.
Yeah.
So,
And I let them make it. I mean, they have to be within my space. You know what I'm saying?
right. Let me
Cause
ask you a question. When you're in the store, if someone gets, you know how some people just walk up on you, man. It's like they in your area. Even before this whole COVID thing, it bothered me. But like right now with this whole thing, the pandemic going on, when you in the store or you anywhere and someone's in that vicinity in your personal space, do you let them know, or do you just walk? Do you walk away from them, or how do you approach that?
okay, I'm gonna stop smiling. I'm gonna give you an example. Okay, when I don't smile, I look like this.
So they know.
I mean, that's my normal. I could be happy, but if I don't smile, this is what I look like.
Right.
So if you
And
walk up and if I'm
yeah,
putting my card in the machine and you walk up, I'm gonna turn and look at you like this.
yeah. All right.
I mean, I
Maybe
have
I'll
I
use
have
that.
I have excellent nonverbals, man. Excellent nonverbals, man. Hey,
Maybe I'll use that.
a lot of people, you know, I'm a man of God. Thank you, Jesus. Whether you're a believer or not, but I believe I was changed. Now, with that being said, I am a uber aggressive individual, and people don't know it. I'm extremely passionate. That you see, but I mean, it's how you give it.
Mm-hmm.
When I say uber aggressive, oh man, I'm talking about the hair standing up on the back of my neck, my arms, like, man, I did club security and all this, in the midst of whatever, I'm never flapped or shaken,
Right.
so if it's you don't have your mask on and you within my space, I'm like, hey, excuse me, I need you to give me my 6 feet plus some more if you don't mind letting me have it. Because here's the thing. What if I'm a carrier?
Mm-hmm.
I've been negative this whole time, right? You up on me though.
Mm-hmm.
What if I give it to you and go on by my business?
Yeah.
Never know I had it because I don't never test positive. See, people never look at the other side of the coin for any reason. And that's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Think about yourself. Love yourself a little bit,
Yeah.
Love yourself. You can't just have something parade in front of me and I continue to repeat to myself that it don't exist.
Mm-hmm.
No, I've never seen a unicorn in real life, so I don't believe they exist. But if you
Mm-hmm.
if you walk a regular standard quarter horse in front of me, and the person next to me is saying, "Man, that horse don't exist,"
Mm-hmm.
for real, I'm looking at it. I'm sorry, I'm gonna believe it until somebody tells me different.
Right. And you hit a good point, man. A lot of people don't even care about themselves, man, let alone you. You know what I mean? That's why, hey, I'm the type of dude. I'll park my car in the boondocks in the parking lot, especially in Walmart, because nobody's gonna bang my nobody's gonna hit my car, man. Because people, man, I see people throwing these grocery carts around in the neighborhood, man. Like it's a man, just walk it up to the. Listen, let me tell you something. We've been going off topic a lot, but you gave me the green light because you said in your channel
Hey,
we talk about whatever. Listen, you know what? You want to know what my pet peeve is? And if I had the nerve to come up to someone and tell them something, it would be this: is them people, man, that I hope you're not one of them either, but they get the grocery cart and 10 paces to the right is where the grocery carts are returned at, and they just drop it. They leave it right there behind someone's car or in front of someone's car. That irks me, man. So bad that irks me.
I agree.
Just take the cart to the. It's right there, man. How lazy can you be? You know what I mean? And then you're gonna make someone else's life miserable because that cart, the wind's gonna blow it into that door. You know what I mean? But anyways, that's just me ranting about that.
Oh, it's okay. It's all right. I'm not tripping. I'm not tripping at all. I believe in transparency. I believe in it. Now I'm telling you about transparency. When people, when they hear you speak of transparency, everything, whatever. If you take that transparent sheet of whatever and you turn it you can hit an angle to where you can no longer see through it.
Mm-hmm.
So there's things you don't tell.
Mm-hmm.
But I believe in being transparent. But there's stuff I'm not gonna just put out there.
Yeah.
Because hey, it's okay. This I know you need. This you probably need, but it's not gonna benefit you by me telling you this. All it's
Mm-hmm.
gonna do is hurt your feelings. And I weigh those things all the time.
Mm-hmm.
I weigh them all the time, man. Tell me like the card. No, I have to put my card up. I can't pass a piece of paper on the ground. I mean, there's just things that spirit man is always tells me, hey, no, don't do it. Go back, don't do it, don't do it. And I listen to it. People, it don't have to be the Holy Spirit for you. It could
Mm-hmm.
be, oh, I just had an unction, or I had this feeling. Okay, if you just had this feeling, listen to that feeling. Because 9 times out of 10,
That's right.
for most people in the world, it's right.
Mm-hmm.
You have psychopaths out there who that feeling ends them in a maximum security prison, but there's like a small percentage of those people walking around this earth.
Mm-hmm.
So if you get that feeling, listen to it.
Yeah.
Slow down. Don't be in a hurry. Oh, well, man, I'm going to be late. I know I might get a ticket, but I'm mashing out.
Yeah.
Woo! Now you're mad at the policeman.
Mm-hmm.
You giving him all kinds of heck on the side of the road. But it was
Yeah.
you. No, I'm not a perfect individual at all, man. But everybody have their own giftings and talents, places where they're strong at. I am good at listening to good and righteous information, whether it be from inside of me or whether it's from somebody else. Those offenders that work for me at the prison, my shift is my shift because I'm responsible for it, but we have to see it to the finish line.
Mm-hmm.
I listen to everything they have to say, but because they respect me so much, 9 times out of 10, what they have to say is going to be something that's going to help what we're trying to
Beneficial.
do.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, they telling me, hey, Big A, man, have a safe ride home, man. Tell your family, hello, blah, blah, blah. We'll see you tomorrow, so on and so forth. I mean, pleasantries. Man, I have a card in there right now with 30 signatures on it that the facility I'm at now, I've only been back there maybe 3 weeks now, but this 2014, I went from the academy to this facility, but I left it 2 years ago. They gave me a card, 30 signatures, and everybody underneath their name, they wrote what they remembered that meant something to them that I either said or I did. Everybody on the card, dude. They had a prayer circle. This was the last count. When you have to count them. This was the last count on my shift. They had a prayer circle. We talking about grown men and now prisoners crying because I was leaving. And as I told them, I say, it's not for me to reap the harvest. I say, I'm only but one piece. I may
Mm-hmm.
have come to water. I may have come to break the soil. I said, but somebody else is coming.
Mm-hmm.
I said, because he's gonna always put somebody in your path
Mm-hmm.
to guide you.
Yep.
It's if you want to be hard-headed and not listen or not pay attention, that's
Right.
on you. Oh, I can do this. I can do this. No, 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 no. Everybody needs somebody.
Facts.
Everybody.
Yep.
I run around in my superhero t-shirts that my family get me every, Father's Day or leave. Well, I haven't gotten none here recently. I might need to say something about that. But I used to get every Father's Day, my superhero shirts. When when I was in my 20s, I was 300 pounds. My back was like 4 feet wide, literally arms like, man, you couldn't tell me nothing. Now I'm 48 years old and I'm having ultrasounds and sciatic nerve issues and
Yeah, man.
everybody, man. I don't care how young you are. It's best to start practicing it when you're young. So when you get old, you don't have to learn it.
Yeah.
Everybody needs somebody. But it's just fish, though.
Just fish.
At the end of the day, YouTube, fish fam, y'all. It's just fish.
Yeah, man. I think there's just a lot of competitiveness, man, and I'm through with that mess, man. I'm staying out of that. You know what I mean? I don't want to talk numbers. Like, when people say, "Oh, congratulations on you 500." I forgot what the guy said, but you about to hit 3,000. I'm like, man, I don't. It doesn't matter to me. I'm not, and it sucks because this person that was telling me this, I give a lot of advice, man. Like as far as how to work the algorithm. A lot of people ask me, and I tell them, you gotta be consistent, making sure you pumping out videos, making sure you're using the right tags, making sure, you know what I mean, you share it out, in groups and whatnot. And then now I'm telling these people, man, that it's not a numbers game. Don't make it a numbers game. You know what I mean? So I'm kind of sounding like a hypocrite now because in the beginning of my journey on YouTube, I was telling them everything to do, who to watch. Nick. I don't know if you know who Nick Nimmin is, but he's like a YouTube creator. He shows creators how to gain more views and more subscribers and more watch time
Bald on
and stuff
top,
like
wears
that.
glasses,
Yes, yes,
releases videos like Saturday mornings or something.
yes. Him,
Yeah, I know who it is.
him, and Roberto Blake. And now, man, I don't watch none of them no more. I don't keep track of. I don't know if the algorithms change because YouTube's always changing, man. In the back end, if you're not reading them emails, man, there's so much stuff going on in the back, and the system that they're using now, as far as like recognize thumbnails and what you're saying in the video, it's crazy now, man. I'm not into that. I don't even want to get into that monster no more. I just want I just want to spend time with my fish and possibly make a video about something that motivates me to make it. Listen, if I'm not motivated to make a video on whatever it is that's in my fish room, I'm not gonna make it. I want to feel passionate about making a video. Right now, I just haven't had time to do it, but I'm not chasing numbers anymore, man. And if I can make any kind of recommendation to someone asking me questions now about how I grew so fast, just do what you do. Stay in your lane and do what you do. Do what you love to do and what makes you happy, and that's it. You know what I mean? And it's gonna naturally grow, man. I told Raul that the other day, man. Raul, because Raul and then PB Aquatics. A lot of these guys, man, they got. I feel. I mean, I'm nobody to judge, but I feel like they got you as. There's so many people that we hang out with in this community that have potential, man, that got a lot of good knowledge and they know what they're doing, and and I told Raul the other day, man, just let it be natural, man. Don't rush it, man. I
Yeah,
mean, don't ask. When I was starting, man, I remember I would go on people's page and I would say, I would like their video, and then I would watch the video, and at the end of me watching, I would say, oh, I like your video. Come check me out. You know what I mean? I don't do that no more, man. I don't. I'm not fishing no more for subs, and it's a stressful. It's a whole different kind of grind, man. It's a whole different kind of grind, man. And at the end of the day, you're gonna reach those numbers, and then by the time you get those numbers, you're just gonna be burnt out, like you said. You just not gonna want to either do it anymore. You want to take a break, a vacation, and that's not how it's supposed to be, man. It's
yeah,
just fish. It's just
just
fish.
fish.
You know what I
Hey,
mean?
I believe in being consistently inconsistent in my
Mhm.
videos because I swear I got some little clips of when I was looking at that super powerful pump that I got up to my little pickle jar. I got a few clips, but I didn't. I just stopped. I just stopped
Yeah.
making clips because my videos are like, hey, I want to show this. Boom. That's when it feels good to me.
Yeah.
I'm not one, man, I'm ADHD. You keep hearing me, people keep hearing me say that, but it's my reality.
Hmm.
If it hits me now, I better now. Don't wait, because it's gonna go. It won't get done.
Hmm.
So if I didn't pick up the camera, I'll show you afterwards. Hey, here
Right.
y'all go. I know. I'm sorry. I'll even apologize because I understand. I'm sorry, but here, this is what it looks like afterwards. Now, these live streams, same way, like this one particular church I used to attend. It was a church that no black people had attended, could even attend this church for like my whole life growing up. And my whole family, we ended up, I was grown. My kids were little kids at the time. They belonged to this after school program that this church was having, and we went to see them sing like Christmas carols or something, and we ended up joining this church. And for me to go in there and to give them such a different perspective and flavor on things, they were thirsty for me. And I say that, I hate to even say for me because that sounds so crazy to me, but it's reality in the sense of they knew when I came back, I wasn't going to let them down. I was going to give them something that they hadn't looked at or thought about in this way because they don't have that perspective. These live streams, I'll be looking so forward to them on Friday nights because I know there's people who just want to talk to me. I pick people for these live streams off of feeling. Sometimes I'll be looking and say, hey, Arthur, just wait. Maybe if I add, don't do it. If you don't, just wait. Okay, well, hey, this one, yeah, get him. Nobody knows him. Yeah, they don't know him, but a few people know him once you talk to him on here. I look so forward to it, man. I have a captive audience. It's not like I got to get up and go to the store, to find some people to talk to. I'm having somebody to talk to on Friday nights. It's going down. Meet me in the fishy den so we can talk about some things. That's why I say, love fish. We're gonna talk about fish, but I don't close the door on nothing.
Right. Yeah. I mean,
now if it's stuff that's gonna be divisive, no, we're not gonna talk about that. Unless I have a little bit of something I need to put on to it, and then we leave it alone. But I'm not even gonna let it become a discussion because I know how Facebook, how I have to make posts telling people if all of a sudden you stop seeing my posts and then you can't find me, that means I unfriended you because I don't care. I don't care to see none of your insensitive thoughts.
Yeah.
But that's Facebook.
Yeah. I just did a cleanup the other day, man. I don't tolerate any kind of it's the stuff that people post on Facebook, man. It's like, bro, other people see this, your friends and family see this. You know what I mean? Like, what is going on? Like what you said earlier in the stream, man. You got to think before you act in every situation, man. Like, what makes you think that that's okay to post some of these things, man? You know what I mean? And I cleaned house.
Yep.
Speaking of Facebook, man, I cleaned house the other day. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I used to have, and I had at one point looked like I had 3 different Facebooks. I don't even know how I ended up with 3 Facebooks, but 5,000. This was back in my fitness days. 5,000 friends. I'm like, how many of these people do I really know? I know a lot of people, but I don't know 5,000 people. So I went and I got rid of all of those old ones, and the one I have now might have 300-400 people on it, somewhere in there. Because these are people I know either in real personal life, on YouTube. Other than that,
yeah, there's some beautiful people, man, in this community. Like, I've met some amazing people, man. And I'm that guy. I'm on that no new friends tip. You know what I mean? Like, I've always been the guy that's like, listen, I don't want, I'm not trying to let anybody get into that part of my life. I like acquaintances, but I don't want no more. And people, it's just you can't. God puts people, in my opinion, man. God puts people in your life for a reason. There's nothing you can do to stop that. You know what I'm saying? And
yeah, I agree.
there's a lot of amazing people, man. There's a lot of amazing people in this community, and genuine people, man.
Yes, yes,
Genuine people, and
definitely.
then knowing, what's funny too, knowing like, for example, Susan from SLC, man, beautiful person, man. Her and her husband, beautiful person, man. And when that tragedy happened with her son, man, these people, and I'm just using her as an example, but there's so many people like that, man. They got so many things going on in their life that could be crashing down their world, man, and they keep it. They keep that humbleness. They keep that positivity. They keep that no matter what, And then you got some bad apples too, but like, I've met so many people like that, like Susan and Diva and man, I can keep going on. Like, it's just, I mean, Larry, you know what I mean? Ozzy, his wife, all, man. Like, there's a lot of good people in here, man, and I can't, like, I never take this for granted, man. Outside of the numbers, outside of the what I'm saying, just I could lose it all, man. And then just the experiences that I got with you guys and the community was awesome, man. It's just so
Amen.
awesome, man. You know what I mean?
Amen. I agree with you totally, man. And look, that goes back to it's just fish. Now, beyond it's just fish, it's something in all of these people's DNA that connects them with these fish
Mm-hmm.
that bears that kind soul, that bears that spirit. And yes, you'll have a few bad eggs anywhere, but
Right.
this hobby, what it takes, what it takes to be in this hobby. There's something. Even those bad eggs, there's
Mm-hmm.
something inside of them that's just like you, me, and the next person.
Yep.
Sometimes the way we grew up, man. Sometimes, I like to when I talk to people, man, I like to have a mirror on my face. In the sense of I'm gonna let you look inside of yourself. I kind of like the bad eggs and people like that because I'll draw near to them and I like to talk to them about like hey, holler at me, man. Let me know what's going on. I try to ask the right questions so their responses make them do introspection because you hear yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Faith cometh by hearing. Anything that you hear repetitively, you get faith in. You
Yep.
believe it. If it's told to you over and over and over, you believe it. You have to hear it.
Yep.
And I believe in anybody. Anybody can change, man. Anybody can have salvation, man. Everybody can have, a cleansed soul and spirit, man. Oh my goodness.
Yep.
I look, me and my wife used to get mad at me because I love to say, well, maybe, possibly. I try not to charge it to anybody's heart.
Mm-hmm.
You tripping. But I'm like, well, maybe this happened, or maybe that happened. Let me holler at them. Let me just see.
Yeah.
And a lot of times, misunderstanding.
Mm-hmm. Most of the time.
But they may not be used to somebody coming to them from a peaceful standpoint after they've already jumped off the cliff.
Mm-hmm.
They're used to that person jumping off with them.
Yep.
I'm not jumping off with you.
Yep.
I'm gonna stay right here. You go here. I'm gonna come up here and I'm gonna wait for you to come back to me. But
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna leave though. I'm not gonna leave. I'm still there. It's obvious I'm still there. I didn't leave you, but I'm gonna let you come back down to me because my energy will fuel you. So if I'm
Yep.
not giving you none, you got to come down.
And honest, and when they do come down, most of the time you get that apology too, and that's the reward right there, man. You know,
Yep.
just 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 knowing that you kept your cool and that person came back down your level. A lot of times they'll thank you. Thank you for showing me. And like you said, man, a lot of it's misunderstanding, man. If you just if I think it's the way people communicate with each other, man, when they're in their emotions, which strays the thing away. You know what I mean? Like exactly how you said it, man. If you keep your cool and you talk to that person, like how many times I talk to employees, man, and they irate, and at the end of the call, man, they apologizing to me saying that it wasn't me, it was this, and I get it.
Yeah,
I get it, man. What is that person really going through, man, to make him act that way? You know what I mean? And there's always something, and we're not superhuman people that could read up each other's minds or anything like that, man. We don't know unless we ask.
yeah.
And a lot of times when you ask, you get the answer, you know?
It's
But
just nobody's ever asked them.
nope. And they're not
Yeah,
used to it.
yeah, they
Not
didn't
used
care.
to
They
it,
didn't
man.
ask them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But it's just fish though, man.
just fish.
It's just fish.
Let me put that over here.
How many people we got in the chat? I can't see the chat, man. I just want to let y'all know if y'all in the chat, I'm not being rude. I don't know how to use this thing. So I can't I can't read
We
anybody's
got
chat. Oh,
14.
wait a minute. I can check and see. Can you still see me if I'm in the chat right
Yeah, I can
now?
see you.
Oh, I see it. Okay, Tiffany's in the house. Bird, rebuilding. Holly, Chris. Okay, okay. But the only problem is when I read the chat, I can't.
It
I
covers,
can't.
yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, are you on an Apple product?
Come
Cause
on,
they'll,
man. You
well, I
you
mean,
on Android? You on Android?
no, I'm not on Android.
Okay, okay. I was
No,
about to say, man, you better change your
no.
life, man.
So you got the little book up there, the little if you touch it, it'll slide your screen over and you can look at the chat and the you see it?
What book?
Is it sideways? Turn your phone sideways. Now do you see the book?
Ah, okay. I got you. I got you. Okay. All right. Well, that's that.
Hey,
Boom.
I had to figure this. I can remember my first few streams. Oh man, when I tell you,
Got it now.
woo, when I tell you some of everything will go off. Hey, I just learned how to turn my timer off because this light will just go black in here. Poof. We going good. It just go black. Poof.
Yes, I am, Bird. Definitely learning things. This is it don't cost nothing for StreamYard, right?
No, they say you get like 20. Is it 20 hours a month or something for free? And after that, you have to pay for it.
I like I mean, I have this better quality than because I use Streamlabs.
Okay. I started out with Streamlabs. I did Streamlabs like once, and then I tried this one, and Streamlabs. Streamlabs had too much going on.
Yeah, too many too many things, too many add-ons and all that
Yep,
stuff. I
too many
agree.
things. I just dropped them, and this has been lovely.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So what they're talking about in the chat is very true, man. As far as like the attacking part on social media, and that's another thing, man. Social media, bro. I'm so done with social. Like I go on social media just to check on my family and my friends, and I've been trying to stay away from the news, social media, man, because people are just getting, I don't know, people in their emotions lately, man. What's going on, bro? It's just fish,
Yep, yep,
you
very
know?
much so, very much so. And I don't understand it. I really don't. I'm enamored by by pretty fish. Hey, let me see that fish you got in that tank again.
Yeah,
Oh man, that's lovely. I don't who's
yeah,
hanging with who.
yeah,
What I and I'm
yeah.
like, if you got a problem, ask them. Hey, what's going on, man? What happened?
Yeah.
Did you misunderstand something I said? Maybe I don't articulate right. I mean, tell me something. Tell me something. Like for my one thumbs down person when they show up.
Yeah, I'm a don't ask, don't tell type of guy. I don't want to know what's going on. I don't want no drama. I just want my fish. So you guys,
Hey, 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 D, you are you should be afraid, man. Don't go to no Facebook forums
nah, yeah.
about no betters. Don't do it. Don't do it.
When I
Hey,
when I
if you
post,
do, you better not post nothing.
oh man, I got a tap. This let me show you something. Let me see if y'all can see this real quick. If I can switch this. I don't know if I can switch this. Let me turn this on real quick. This right here, this beta and this ball right here that I
Yeah.
spoil. Man, listen. When I posted, I don't know if you seen that video I did. It was like a 3-4 minute video. I got attacked, like hyenas circling me in the desert because I posted that video. I was like, what is going on? I didn't want to. I haven't posted another beta video since that video, to be honest. Look at that. Look, you got no filtration, and it's happy as can be. You probably changed the water in there. You got vegetation in there. I don't get it, man. I
I
don't get
change the
it.
water every other day.
I left. Let me tell you something how bad it was when I posted that beta video. I left every beta group in Facebook that I was on. Left. Leave group. Exited out immediately. You know what I mean?
Yep.
No, I don't. I
They
mean,
go in.
you're never gonna win. You're never gonna win. But yeah, I got some heat, man.
Fish snobs.
It was bad, man. I was getting like, man, I was getting like I was some kind of criminal or something, man. I was like, what the? Yeah,
Fish snobs. Yeah, it's all right, man. Look, it's all right, man. It is all right. They better not watch none of the videos from like Taiwan, Vietnam, Philippines. Like with the betas, they better not watch none of those videos.
and the glasses about that big. You see them walk by and squirt a little bit of food in each glass. You seen that?
Look,
Like
this much water, and the water is so brown, it's close to black. Yeah,
like
jars never ever cleaned.
Pepsi.
I'm trying to tell they better not. Yeah, don't please don't watch them.
Oh, don't go to that page. Yeah, man. Look, at the end of the day, it really doesn't bother me, man. In the beginning, it did though, man. It really did. Like those fish patrol trolls, man. They definitely got me, man. In the beginning, and I almost stopped. Real talk. I was like, man, this is what I'm saying. Like, I'm learning. It's me trying to learn in the beginning.
Yeah,
I've always had fish, but I never got into it. Like, it wasn't how it was back in the day. It's totally different. You know what I mean? When you got multiple aquariums, you need to do water changes on all of them. You know what I mean? Or bad things are gonna happen in your tank. It's a game changer, man. But I almost stopped. Man. And I never reply with hate, man. Like anytime I get a crazy comment, it's what I've learned that 75% of the time, man, they either stop or, like I said, they apologize or they say, oh, they come up with some kind of excuse for them that have acted that way. But I never reply back with hate, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe, you know what I'm gonna probably end up doing? I'm gonna do You ever see those YouTubers that read the comments on it, like the
The
hate comments on?
reactions,
Yeah,
yeah.
I think I'm gonna start doing that, man, because I get a lot of them, and I don't block them anymore. Yeah, but yeah, it's look, people gonna hate, and
That they gonna do.
from what I heard is if you ain't getting people hating on you, then you're not doing something right. I guess, right?
That's what they say.
That's what they say.
Yeah, that's what they say.
But it's just fish.
It's just fish. Well, bro, we done hit the 2 hour and 10 minute mark, man.
Yeah, man. I gotta go spend time with wifey now.
This has been. Let me see what Tiff.
Oh, Tiffany, she remembers that. You remember that, Tiffany? That was one. I think that wasn't even the bad comment. The one that she's talking about wasn't even really that bad. They just made me seem like a bad fish keeper because I didn't have filtration or any of that, whatever. And Tiffany did stick up for me, and I thank you, Tiffany. But that's right, I remember that. Yeah, that video. I almost deleted that video. That's how many comments I got that I got flagged. Let me tell you, man, them beta people, they don't joke.
Hey, well, um what do they say about LRBAquatic.com? You ain't got no filtration.
No,
Well,
no,
no mechanical filtration.
nah. A lot of his aquariums, he got nothing but
The
dirt
plants.
and
The dirt and
plants.
plants.
That's it. And you can
And they
even
try to make you feel like you're dumb.
right. And then you can see, like, if you look at his aquariums, he talks about the biofilm on the top. Like, you ever seen that one where
Yep.
he like goes like that to his finger and the biofilm's on his finger and he's saying that, you know what I'm saying, he promotes it, he welcomes it, blah blah blah. Man, like, God forbid if anyone's seen some biofilm on my aquariums, man,
See that green in my rocks down there?
yeah. Yeah. There ain't nothing wrong with that.
Man, let them fish live. Look at them back there. You see them over my shoulder?
Mm-hmm.
They ain't tripping.
Nope. Nope.
Well, we gonna
I'm
get
get
out
up
of here,
out of here,
man.
man.
Yeah, bro. Thank you
I
for
appreciate
coming on
everybody
here
in
and
the
chilling
chat.
tonight. Thank y'all for coming through and hanging out with us. Very much appreciated. Very much appreciated. We will be back next week. Let me see. I hadn't done this before, but let me see if I can remember who I got next week. Well Done Tanks is gonna be on next week. If
Well
y'all
done,
want to see who
tanks.
Well Done Tanks is.
Yeah, I appreciate everybody stopping by, showing us love, man. There's a lot of people in the chat too. I'm sorry, I just learned how to read the chat at the end of the video after the 2 hours, but I promise I'll get it right. You gonna have me on the show again sometime, I'm sure. So,
Yeah, most definitely.
but all right, y'all.
All right, y'all be good.
Infinite love to y'all, man. Blessings. Hope everybody has a good weekend, man. I appreciate the love and you bringing me on your channel, man.
Amen, man. God bless you and your family. Y'all be good.
Yes,
All right,
sir.
everybody in the chat, love y'all. Peace.